Hello again. This is Sam Bismuth, and today I wanted to talk about the internet versus real life. The internet is a very funny place. It's very funny because you're in your bubble, right? And you start to think that all the people in your bubble are the people of that exist in the world. You just, or at least in your the people that matter. They're the good people. Whatever you think they are, the people in your bubble are people in a bubble, and there's tons of bubbles all over the place, right? And every bubble's attacking every other bubble. It's outright network warfare, right? You have network bubbles, communities, fandoms, and ideological groups and labels, whatever it is that people rally behind, and people can be part of multiple and they can intertwine, whatever. But it's like a network of nodes that are attacking each other. They're all attacking each other. And it's just this big, wide space of complete meaninglessness, right? Complete meaninglessness in a lot of ways. That's what cyberspace is. It is networked Sorelian warfare. That's what it is. And a lot of these communities are big, a lot of them are small, but they're all fighting each other and arguing. And it's fun to play the game, right? It can be enlightening. You learn what other people think. It's fun to fight against people that you disagree with. But there's another tendency that these bubbles have. And this tendency is not to fight, but to isolate. And this tendency we see more and more too. When people attack each other, it's no longer that they themselves are getting out of their bubble to see what other people think, see if they're right. So that's the main thing. You go see if someone's right. Don't just assume you're right and then come in and say, I'm right, you're wrong, unless you're doing it just for the sake of having a good discussion, good debate. But instead of people coming out of their bubble to see, they only come out of their bubble to attack, if anything. And the main thing is that their ideological leaders are the ones that will come out of their bubble to attack someone else and misrepresent them and distort them and try to get you in every way not to leave your bubble, not to see what other people think, but to stay in your little bubble. And you are in a bubble. If you're watching this right now, I can almost guarantee you that you're in a bubble. And if you're aware of it, that's good, right? If you're aware of it, you're going to have a better time. And the scary thing is, again, that people think that these bubbles are their reality. And they frame their reality with the ideological goggles of their bubble. And it's a mass network of delusions. People on the internet are insane. Then you go out into real life, right? And you think, okay, I'm going to this liberal coffee shop, maybe, right? They've got a pride flag in the window, and the barista's wearing a mask and has pronoun pins and whatever. Okay, that. So it's clear this space has an ideological alignment, right? But unlike the internet, there's going to be some guy that comes in there and says, I think this whole COVID thing is a hoax, right? There's going to be some flat earther that comes in there. There's going to be some Trumper that comes in there. And they're all going to sit together with the liberals and the other people attending, right? There's going to be a lot of people that aren't even bubbled at all, right? They're not even internet bubbled at all. They're just there, right? They just have their own beliefs. They're not like that online. They're just going to come in. They're just going to be there. You're all just there. And it's so funny because when you are overly online, and I was, and maybe I am still a little overly online, but if you are overly online and you come into a real life space, you realize that people are not, nowhere near as stupid as the internet makes them. Just nowhere near. Nowhere near. And the funny thing is, like, you're online, you can't convince someone who's in a bubble to think differently very easily. It's a lot of work, right? But when you're really there in real life, things are a little different because you're negating a real person that's in front of you, right? You're negating their entire existence. You know how cold hearted you have to be to see someone you disagree with in real life who's even friendly to you, but disagrees, and to just tell them, no, you don't exist. You aren't one of the good people. You don't count. You don't matter. There's people that do that. There are genuinely people that do that. But they are not well liked. They are not good people. Most people can deal with it. They can deal with it. And when you're in real life, it's hard, right? Online, I can write a comment and I can say, I don't like that. I can delete it. You can't delete things in real life. You have to be authentic. You have to be immediate. You have to be present. You have to be, you don't have to be honest, but it's easier when you're honest, when you can be. There's no persona. Yeah, you can put on a persona, dress a certain way, talk a certain way, do all this, right? And sure, yeah, you can do that, but in real life, it's not the same. You don't have an avatar, right? You don't have the ability to carry your internet bubble with you in real life. And you get to a point where you're looking at the screen and then you're looking at the guy across from you and you're thinking to yourself, something's really different. Something's really off. This is, this. And you look at who's popular online. And then you look at what the people around you think, and something's really off. How are these people popular when nobody nobody you can talk to thinks this way, talks this way, right? So there's a major disconnect, and it's liberating. It's actually liberating. It's actually like online is a cage. You're stuck in your account, right? And you can try to get influence and play the game. Look, I look at my Twitter. I have like less than 10,000 tweets. I see these big accounts, they have over 100,000 tweets, 500,000 tweets. Are you kidding me? You know how much time and investment they put in to build their account? And of course it can be wiped away in a second. Good luck wiping me away for my opinion in real life. Good luck, And sure, in real life, I can't talk to 10,000 people. I can't have something trend. I can't make a message for a million people. That's not going to happen in real life, So yeah, obviously there is the potential for online to have a sort of influence. And when you see, how Facebook was used in China to influence people, and actually people even planned terrorist attacks in China and demonstrations against the government on social media, on Facebook. That's why they banned it, right? So it's undeniable that the internet and social media is important and that it does have an influence. But when it's all you don't know anything. When it's all you're not normal. You're not going to fit in. And you're not going to have a good time trying to organize in real life. And when I see the people online who see IRL work and organizing, and they're all judgmental of it, mediated through a screen, right? You're drinking me through a screen right now. You're drinking me through a straw. And I know that, right? I make my message something that works online. I try to. It's not the same when you're there. And I know sometimes you're in real life with an event. Something's a little weird. Sometimes it's just, there's always going to be this way. There's always going to be people that come to the event, do strange things. There's always going to be strange characters. You don't know who you attracted online until you go in real life. And sometimes the people you attracted online that go into your real life thing, they don't do a lot real life, or they don't think a lot real life, and it's off. There's characters, there's weird people out there. I mean, it can almost feel like, you organize a real life event for your internet fandom, and you're going to get the same type of crazy weird stuff you see at like anime conventions and comic cons. And it's not, you're going to get people that they can write fine online, they can't talk well in real life, they don't talk to people. You are going to get, that's the reality of it. And then, of course, because you're going to get some of that can turn people off, right? That can turn people off, but they need to realize that this is the point of intersection, and this is that awkward and strange disconnection and intersection between real life and the internet, between two different worlds, which is inevitably going to result in very strange things. I mean, you've probably heard stories of how Reddit got weird things to happen, or people would band together and obsess over somebody online, and all this crazy stuff that happens. So that when these two worlds intersect, you're going to get some weird stuff. You're going to get some interesting stuff. And you just need to sit there and be cognizant of it, right? You need to stop judging and start navigating it more objectively than that. Maybe think, how can I improve this? How can I talk to people and, try to figure things out more? Don't just reject it, but actually try to comprehend it. And I know that we're currently in a phase of society where people's ideology can run so deep that they don't know the difference between real life and the internet. It's literally all they know. It scares me a lot. It genuinely scares me. So I hope by making this video I can help some people out a little bit. But only you can walk out of the house. Only you can talk to your family, try to make friends. Only you can break yourself out of the online stupidity. I can't do it for you. So I know I'm rambling on a little bit, but this is just an interesting thing to talk about, and I hope you got some insight from this morning message. I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.